right, Shalom. All praises goes to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh Shai, Ahchyam, Rakak Wadash. Double honors goes unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught me the truth. And much love and peace and blessings goes out to all the hopeful elect that are teaching the word of Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. So I want to do this quick in-transit lesson. I'm not sure how long it'll be, but it's just some thoughts I want to air out that may benefit you, especially you younger Ahchyam that may be new to the truth, or you may be like a younger brother in the flesh, you know, because the Lord is calling a lot of young men in their teenagers, 20s. But the message is to bury the hatchet with your parents, your mother or your father, right? Because, you know, when you come into the truth, that's when you start discerning truly what's right from wrong. And we, as brothers, we deal with a lot of baggage from the world as far as our experiences, as far as a lot of misconceptions that we may have had. But a part of growth in the truth is chipping away at all those things in order to become a new creature in Yahweh Shai. So that's one of the things. You got to get over petty beefs and really through the spirit. As far as the people we deal with in the world, the most important out of them all is your parents. Because yes, like I mentioned, baggage. We may have been done wrong by our mothers or our fathers, whether our mothers or our fathers may have been drug addicts, may have abused us in this way or that way. You see what I'm saying? Some brothers may have dealt with those type of situations heavily, you know. And I won't speak on my personal, you know, situation when it comes on that so much, just in that, you know, I've dealt with situations like that from my parents here and there, you know, and honestly, in some cases it was some heavy shit I had to deal with. But does that sway from the law of the Most High? Right? The scriptures tell you it's in the law, statutes and commandments, what they call the 10 Commandments. Honor thy mother and thy father. Your mother and father are supposed to be treated well and respected in your words and your deeds toward them. You know, no matter what type of person they are. And and that's just what it is. Because I mean, look at, you know, I myself, you know, I'm guilty of that. Because I've had certain clashes, you know, especially with my mother. But it doesn't make me justified in doing wrong towards her if she's being wicked towards me. You see what I mean? Because you could look at the situation with Jonathan and King Saul. See, King Saul, we can all agree that King Saul was a wicked man, and he dealt wickedly towards his servants and his family, man, to be honest. And pointing cases towards his son Jonathan. Now, Jonathan, his best friend was King David, who was a servant of Saul, who was a wise man who rose through the ranks, and King Saul ultimately was jealous of him because he understood that King David would be the one to take his stead because of his own wickedness, you know. The Most High replaced Saul because Saul was going off. And ultimately, David was chosen. David and his line was to be the chosen line of the kings. But I say that to say this, how the relationship played out between Saul's own son, who was Jonathan, who was a righteous man. Jonathan was righteous. He protected David from harm on several occasions and defended David even to the point where King Saul threw a javelin at Jonathan, which means he could have killed him. And how that story ended up playing out is that even to the bitter end, Jonathan died on the battlefield with his father. Because why? It wasn't so much as he was, how can I put it? It wasn't so much as he was wicked and he wanted just to follow his father. It's because he feared the Lord, and it was the right thing to do, to honor thy mother and father. And that's what he held in high regard. He feared the Lord. You see what I mean? Because it would have been a shame for him and for his father's name for him to defect and to go to King David's side. But his soul, his spirit was still knitted with David. But the point that I'm making is that Jonathan still true to his principles, above his emotions, above his own father's wrongdoings towards him. So that's kind of the spirit that we got to have, man. Especially with your younger brothers. You may, because the truth, the scriptures tell you knowledge puffeth up. So you start learning scriptures. You learn how the people around you are wicked. You see your parents eating shrimp and doing all kind of wickedness. You be like, man, these motherfuckers. And that's a thought that'll come across your mind. But, it's true that they're going off, but you still have to maintain a honorable relationship with them. It doesn't mean you go above and beyond to do everything they say to do to the point where you're hedging your responsibilities in the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Or you portray yourself as a nigga around them or anything like that. But you remain just, it's simple, Jake. You have to just remain respectful, remain honorable, treat them with respect, and don't disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? And help them out, man. To the best of your ability. You deal with that relationship in balance. Apply balance to every situation. And that's something, see, that's a concept that you get through experience and you get through maturity. Because the mind of a young brother usually is to think, and I'm a young brother myself. I'm a young man. But it's just something that I've learned through my experience and the truth and through maturity is like, you can't let how these people in the world treat you to sway you from your responsibilities and your morals. So, and you got to think about it too, those false dealings and evil dealings your parents had towards you, even from when you were in the world to where you being in the truth, that was really the Most High. That was really the Most High testing you and putting you through the ringer to make you a better person. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why. So you can't look at it like and have this grudge and this so much pent up hatred towards people in general that did you wrong, but especially your parents, brothers, especially your parents. Because if you hold on to that grudge and hatred towards your parents, it's possible that you won't make it. It's possible that you could be destroyed if you just being a nigga towards your mother or father. And that's something I gotta apply to myself, because I've been guilty of that, and I gotta do better with that. I openly admit it. But for you brothers out there, just remember that. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this lesson to remind myself of that principle and to keep holding on to that, because these people, they'll do stuff to piss you off all the time, all the way foul to you. But hey, it's just stay godly, brothers. Stay godly. Like Yahushua said, the scriptures say about Yahushua, he suffered of great contradiction of sinners. You see what I'm saying? He suffered great contradiction of people that try to come against him. And if Yahushua would have just gave into his flesh or gave into his anger, he could have been like, you know what, fuck Jake, I ain't dying for these niggas. You see what I'm saying? But he held true. And we gotta hold true. And in whatever situation may apply to you specifically, hey, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And this may be a reason why Jake sometimes get in that brawling spirit. You may want to knock a nigga out and do this, but nah, it's not even, all of that is really not even called for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, of course, when it comes to knocking people out, I ain't talking about your parents, but I just talk about people that do you wrong and you get angry. That's not even called for, unless, of course, it's an immediate threat, like somebody about to run up on you. But, man, you know, you put curses on, don't put curses on your parents, but people that do you wrong, put curses on them, or you may pray for this situation and let the Most High deal with it. With your mother and father, you pray for them, you bless them, you pray that the Most High may make them see their own errors. And if not, if they continue to be wicked, you pray for the spirit to endure and do right no matter how they treat you. You see what I'm saying? But you brothers out there, bury the hatchet with your parents, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the gift that they gave you, it really can't be repaid. And that goes into that in the book of Sirach. Especially if you have parents that raised you from a baby until maybe your teenage years or whatever. They was the ones that was there to change your diaper and to feed you, and they went to work in their XYZ and cooked and all of that stuff, cleaned, make sure your house wasn't a rat's nest or whatever things that they did. You know, just remember that. It's remain humble. That's the thing. That's the key. Humility, it works. It smooths out. Humility smooths out every situation, bro. I mean, trust me. Trust. You know, so that's pretty much all I want to do on this video for you brothers. Just, you know, hey, hearken to the Heavenly Father, man. All praise goes to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Shalom.